Okay, now welcome back to our fourth lesson. Okay, I hope that you've been finding the past three lessons useful. Okay, for this week, wait, hang on, let me see. I'm not quite sure if I am. Okay, it's recording. All right. Okay, so I hope that home-based learning has been good for you, good to you. And that being said, Thursday will be the last day of school, right? Because Friday is a public holiday. Okay, so for today, what will we be doing? You've got the PDF. I hope you've actually downloaded class note. Okay, we'll be focusing a lot more on oral. Okay, and this is something that I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your thoughts when we discuss it. Okay, simply why did I pick to do oral? Is because I think most of you have been very actively engaged in home-based learning. I hope you have, right? And I don't want you to look at the screen with a lot of text, for prolonged periods of time. So I want to hear from you, and I think that it's very difficult for school teachers at this point to practice oral with you, especially if you're doing your PSLE this year, right? So this is an opportunity for you to practice your reading, practice, your stimulus-based conversation, and just throw out ideas, because if not now, then when? All right, so same rules apply, right? Only one person speaks at a time. Please mute your mic at all times. Okay, no showing of your web cameras, please. If you want to show anything, just don't show it, basically. Okay, and yeah, that's about it. All right, so let me just go straight into the lesson now. We all do reading, right? So reading aloud, what is our main focus? Basically, we need to have clear and consistently good pronunciation. Okay, we need to try as much as possible to be fluent in reading with appropriate intonation, right? Basically, how you actually pitch your voice, how your sentence is actually being said, right? And without any hesitations. Remember, students, this has got to do with your confidence level. If you're confident, you actually won't hesitate, basically, right? Okay, and remember to be expressive to effectively convey the information, ideas, and feelings in the passage. Okay, you need to try as much as possible to imagine yourself being in the shoes of the character in the passage, of course, and deliver whatever he or she wishes to express. Okay, now just a very short acronym to help you remember what we've actually gone through, okay, in our checklist, right? Okay, we use ACE, which means the appropriateness of intonation with no hesitations. Remember, I mentioned this just now as confidence, right? Okay, and of course, we need to have very consistent and clear pronunciation as much as we can. Okay, so students, when we are practicing later, if I were to show you a passage that you're not sure of some of the words, as in the pronunciation of the words, you can always check the dictionary for the pronunciation. So you just go to either dictionary.com or you can go to Merriam-Webster, right? You key in the word, there will be this audio sign. I can show it to you later, okay? There'll be this audio sign here. My drawing is quite bad. Something like that. I think it's like that. But in my opinion, it looks like ice instead. Okay, but anyway, I was never good in art, okay? So, yeah. But anyway, it's this audio sign that you can click on, and then you can hear the narrator actually pronounce the word for you. Okay, and of course, this is oral, right? They have given you a passage to read, definitely with some dialogue, with some speech inside. So please, as much as possible, be expressive. Don't read it in a flat tone because nobody wants to listen to you, basically. Okay, now appropriateness of intonation with no hesitation. Basically, the keywords over here we're looking at would be the appropriateness of intonation, right? So intonation, as we all know, okay, is the rising and falling of the voice. So imagine if I was to teach you like that. We use different tones so that our listeners can understand the thought and expression that go with the sentence, clause, or word. Who's gonna remain until the end of the lesson? Nobody, right, obviously, okay? So you need to inject a little bit of movement in your voice, I would say. It's like a wave, right? We don't all like talk like, like heartbeat that is like flat, which means that you're like gonna pass on, right? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay, you need to have that up down movement, like I call it a wave movement, right? So let me just read it in a more Miss Indra manner of reading. Okay, we use different tones so that our listeners can understand the thought and expression that go with the sentence, clause, or word. Okay, so for example, we have this. Okay, now try saying it in two ways. One expressing sarcasm, okay, and the other expressing excitement. Now, who wants to try? Come, shall we role play a little bit? This is gonna be fun. Okay, so who wants to volunteer to read like this short phrase? That's great. Any volunteers? Okay, Kylie, Kaiser. That's the first two names I saw. Okay, so Kylie, you will read. How do I spell your name, Sheila? Kylie, right? I apologize if I had spelled it wrongly. Let me just double check to make sure. Kylie, right? Yes, Kylie and Kaiser. Oh, that's one person actually. Okay. Kylie will read the sarcasm part and expressing excitement. Anyone wants to read? Nah, any hand? Okay, Jordan. Okay, so Kylie, let's have you try first. Okay, come, sweetheart. Let me unmute you. Okay, you want to try reading it in a very sarcastic tone?
Miss Andra, I'm Chloe X. Miss, my brother and sisters are coming.
Okay, so what's your name, darling?
Chloe.
Okay, I'm going to change your name. Okay, I'm too old to remember all these things. I'll change your name for you. Thanks for letting me know. It's very confusing. Okay, come, Chloe. Shall we read? I'm sorry about that. Shall we read the expression in sarcasm?
That's great.
You don't sound sarcastic at all. Okay, so if you're sarcastic, imagine, okay, I'm very good at this, right? So if you're sarcastic, they say, that's great. You know, it's like you're definitely not happy, correct? So you're just like, oh, trying to fake enthusiasm for the other person. That's great, right? Okay, you want to try that out? Not so cheerful. You sound really cheerful just now. Okay, come, let's go. Let's try it once more.
That's great.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, good try. It's an improvement. Well done. Okay, now Jordan, can we try one that it's really exciting right now? You feel really, really super excited. Wait, let me find your name. I got too excited. I cannot find your name. Oh, Jordan's not here. Jordan. Did I see wrong? There you are. Okay, very good. Okay, come. You want to try in a excited tone?
That's great.
Okay, they're very excited, very loud also. Well done. Okay, good job. Okay, very good. Okay, now this is how we actually demonstrate different sorts of intonation for different purposes of the text. Okay, now, so how did this go? Obviously, we had some fun over there, right? Okay, now can you make the distinction between the two thoughts and expressions? Okay, well, if you could, tell that the first one was Chloe was so joyful. It's just such a delight, right? She's not sarcastic at all. She hasn't reached Miss Indra standard yet, right? So she's still very nice. Okay, so this is how you read it, right? Whenever you have sarcasm, right, that's great. It's like the both tones fall because you're like obviously trying to show that you're like interested, but actually you're not, right? Okay, and if you're excited, of course, that's great, right? You know, it goes up. Okay, for females, I recognize that it's easier because our voices are like we're more drama, right, basically. But for males, I know, you know, sometimes, especially if your voices are already breaking and if you're in maybe primary 6, right, we play with the volume. So I encourage you to play with the volume, right? To go a bit louder, go a bit softer, etc. Okay, now let's look at some instances where you can remind yourself of the need to use proper or appropriate intonation, right? So for statements, usually we have falling tone. We make it a bit more flatter, right? So I went to the library, right? You realize that for this one, okay, students, let me show you first. Okay, I know some of you are very interested to demonstrate. Okay, I understand your enthusiasm. Hold it. You have a lot of passages. You have many passages to read later. Okay, so save your voices. When mine is going to die, as you can tell, it's like drying, becoming very croaky, right? So when mine is dying, you can save me and help me later. Okay, so save it for now. For questions, right? Falling and then you end with a rising tone. So why do you shout at him, right? You know, the him is like up, right? And why do you shout? You go down, right? So it's like a wave. Remember I told you it's like, you know the dolphin, they go like swimming, right? Okay, so why do you shout at him, right? Okay, so you go down and then you come up with the rising tone. All okay so far? All being entertained by my antics, right? Who is not being entertained? Okay, if you're okay, can you put a thumbs up? All okay? Okay, very good. Well done. Now, okay, remember students, this is very important. Okay, I cannot emphasize the pausing. You should pause at punctuation such as commas and full stops, as well as in between clauses to express the sentence accurately. Now, why do we pause? Simply because we cannot rush through, right? We rush through, who's going to be able to follow us, so to speak. Okay, but we need to remember not to stop unnecessarily, because if we keep putting full stops in between and keep putting pauses, right, it's going to sound very jerky, right? So imagine if I read a sentence, for example. Okay, let me read this sentence, okay, and let me put a lot of unnecessary stops, right? You should pause at punctuation such as commas. Firstly, you'll be like, can you please hurry up? Secondly, you'll be like, what are you saying? I only hear one word at a time, right? I don't hear the whole phrase. That's why we obviously don't pause unnecessarily, simply because nobody's going to understand what we're saying. Fair enough? Okay, now you should pause for a longer time at a full stop, right, at the end of a sentence usually, and a shorter time within a sentence, because usually commas are there to, it's a very long sentence, right? So either to separate maybe examples, right, or to even demonstrate a different part of the sentence. Okay, Corey, can we turn off your webcam, please? Thank you. Now, ending sounds. Now, this is very important, Reka. Thank you. Ending sounds. Okay, students, you must realize that all of you are in front of me. So the moment something happens out of the norm, I can see all of you. Okay, and it's very distracting for me because it's like all black, right? Then suddenly one different color comes out. You know, so not only you get distracted, Vernice. So don't need to test, okay? It's been proven. Like within 1 second, I can tell straight away. Okay, so students, please cooperate, okay? Because I don't think you want me to keep stopping also, right? For those students who, you know, are paying attention. All right, now, ending sounds very important, right? I'm not sure how strongly your teacher has actually emphasized to you, but remember the ending sounds that usually end with D or T or D in this case, right? Okay, are very, you can hear them very clearly, right? So this also, of course, depends on the final consonants of the word. So what word is it, right? Okay, depends on word. Of course, it's like, for example, word is a D. You don't say word, right? And you know, let's say you have hurt, right, which is a T. Some people say hurt, and then it sounds like this. So it's really a struggle, I tell you, students, when we go down for oral examination, simply because number one, we are not familiar with the way you speak, right? As you all will know, all your oral examination, oral examiners are not from the school, so you're complete strangers. They're not familiar with your speaking style, you know, your speed, and they're grading you based on a completely new, like a clean slate. You know, they don't know your mistakes, etc. Right? So when you pronounce like that and it's not clear, it's going to be a struggle for them to try to understand what you're saying. And at the end of the day, when they struggle to understand, do you think you'll be able to score a good grade? No. Right? Logically speaking, the easier it is for them to absorb what you're saying, of course, the higher marks you will get. Right? Okay, so our end goal of today's lesson, okay, is to try to remember all these different techniques that I've actually gone through with you, like your pace, your intonation, your full stops where you're supposed to pause, your end sounds, which are very important, but we don't do this enough in school simply because we don't have the bandwidth and the time to actually let you practice out saying certain words, right? That's why I encourage you students, when you have oral passages, go to the dictionary app, the website, whatever you need to do, right, to hear how the British narrators actually say out the word, because those are the more accurate pronunciations that it would be good for you to actually absorb. Okay, now, for example, you have this word, right, bobbed. We should actually end with a D sound. You don't say bobbed. Okay, walked, right? You hear a little bit of the T, right? Simply because the D is softer, walked. Right? Be sure to pronounce each word, especially the ones ending with S clearly, right? Okay, especially when it comes to the plural form of the nouns. Okay, for example, apples, dishes, watches, and speakers. You realize, students, this is a little bit easier simply because you have the breaking of the ES over there. So when you have an ES, you know how to extend the word a little bit, like watches, It's those words, like for example, swim. Okay, the plural is swims, right? Okay, as in not the plural, but the subject-verb agreement for a singular noun will be swims, right? He swims every day. So this could be tricky because you don't hear the S very clearly. So when you read, please don't read, he swims every week. No, please. You don't need to hear like so many snakes coming up. Yeah, I know. So he swims. I mean, you can still hear it clearly, but you don't overemphasize on it. You don't exaggerate it until the snakes really come out. It doesn't work that way. Okay, students? Now, when you then this word, okay, this sound over here, my gosh. So let me ask you, students. Okay, in Malay, 1, 2, 3, 3, right? Okay, Chinese, 1, 2, I don't know what's the Tamil one. Okay, but 3, okay, can I get 3 volunteers to pronounce for me 3? See, now suddenly everybody very shy. So evil, right? Okay, come. Darshini, can we have you to pronounce this word for us, please?
3.
3, very good. Okay, Raika, this word, please.
Which
Raika,
word?
this word.
3.
Okay, 3. One more. Can we have a boy try this out? Anyone? I cannot really see the people who are putting. I see Branson clapping. I'm also not sure why are you clapping, Branson. Okay, why don't you clap, right, Branson? Okay, I want to clap for you. So why don't you? Okay, can we have you try how to pronounce this word?
3.
3, very good. Okay, very cool and very okay, can you mute yourself? Okay, thank you. So remember when you have the th sound, right? You have the right. Okay, you have to pronounce that that syllable properly, right? In this case, okay. So remember, it is not this. Okay, we tend to, when we're speaking quickly or when we're at the coffee shop ordering food, we tend to say, so how much is it? $3. We don't say $3 because we're talking to coffee shop auntie, right? She wouldn't be able to understand us, so we always say $3. But please be able to recognize that it's actually 3 and not 3. Okay, $3, go to the forest and take the trees over there, not in the coffee shop. Okay, Ken, now try to pronounce these words. Okay, I'm gonna pick just look at this. Okay, we have think, this, there, 3, mother, father, and theme. Okay, so I want you to, in your own homes, just looking at the screen, can you just try to say out all these words, practicing and focusing on the TH sound. Okay, because this is something, right, there will definitely be a TH sound in all passages that you will do. Okay, it is, firstly, the words are common. Secondly, it is meant to hear how you can actually pronounce. You see, even for mother, right, you wouldn't think that it's a TH word because it's embedded, it's within the word itself, right? Just like the word within, there's also a TH sound. But if you don't think about it properly, it would never register that there's a TH over there. Yes or no? Okay, so can we try to, I'll give you 1 minute, it's 4:47. I'll give you 1 minute to practice all these words. Okay, after that, I'll pick 3 students simply because I want to practice my 3. Right, I'll pick 3 students and then I will pick a certain word and then you pronounce it for me. Okay, so 1 minute. You see, all of you are volunteering. Okay, I'm giving you 1 minute. Try it out. Take this practice seriously. Okay, because there's no other opportunity for you to have fixed TH sounds over there. Okay, so I'm not going to disturb you. I'm giving you 1 minute. Okay, let's go. Okay, for those of you who would like to read it out later, right, you can just tell me in the chat. I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm getting spammed by some of you. Oh yes, I'm definitely getting spammed. Okay, for those who try to spam me, right, I will not acknowledge. Okay, simply because it's spam. Okay, for those of you who would like to try but have already read before, as in I've picked you to read for me, I'd like to give the rest a chance first. Okay, so once almost everybody or those who would like to volunteer have already had their turn, then we'll go back to you again, okay? Okay, very good. Come. Those people who would like to read, you can raise your hands. If I've lowered your hand, means I've called you before. No, please don't put out again. I feel very sad I cannot pick you, but yes. Okay, okay, come. Okay, we'll have Chloe. Chloe, can you read for me? Okay, I'm going to erase this so it's a bit clearer. And let me underline the word that I want you to say, okay? Chloe, I'm going to unmute you first, okay? Okay, you read for me 2 words, all right?
Okay.
Okay, so I would like you to read this word.
Thank.
Okay, and I'll let you to read this word.
Father.
Okay, very good. Your father was excellent. Okay, the first one, could you just repeat the word again for me, please?
Thank.
Okay, maybe you are saying it, but I can't really hear it. Okay, I might have missed it out. All right, but I need you to emphasize on TH a little bit more because currently what I'm hearing right now is tank, right? As in the water tank. Okay, so maybe what we can do is we can pull out the TH a little bit more. So thank, right? You know, you have the echo sound a little bit, thank, right? So can we try that just once more?
Thank.
Okay, I think you're saying it because I really cannot hear that part. But okay, good effort. All right, thank you, dear. Now, anyone else wants to volunteer? Another person will read two more. Okay, Vernice. Wait, let me unmute you. Okay, I'll pick two words, okay, for you. So we've had thank already. We've had father already. Okay, Vernice, can you read for me this word, please? Vernice. Vernice, are you traveling? Okay, I can't hear you, dear. Okay, I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. I hear like rain, actually. Okay, anyone else? Okay, Nachike. All right, now, can you read this word, the one that I had just underlined?
Team.
Okay, whoa. Okay, remember mic further away from my mouth, okay? Because you're very clear. All right, okay, thank you. And can I get you to read this word?
Mother.
Mother, very good. Okay, now students, remember when you're volunteering for me, right? Can you just pull your mic away because you all of you are very excited, right? So, you know, when it comes through across the mic, it's very loud. Okay, so just try to pull your mic a bit away from your mouth. Okay, so this one is the tricky one, theme, right? Again, we have to have the echo bit in front. Okay, so whenever you're reading TH words, right, student, please remember that you need to, as much as possible, subtly, right, emphasize on the TH. Okay, now, note that there are two different sounds for TH, right, as I mentioned, right, okay, and voiced and voiceless, which is the echo one that I was telling you about, right? So for example, we have this, there, mother, father. Okay, and when we mean voiceless means you don't explicitly say it out like super clearly, but you still know that you have the TH over there. Think, theme. It's embedded within the word itself. Okay, and remember students, we have such thing called long vowels, right, that you will need to take note of. Okay, can you give me an example of words with long vowels? Oh, it's actually here. Two, very good. Okay, you have the TOO, right? Okay, but two is so I suppose what you mean is TO versus TOO. Right? So I want to go to the library. So that's the short one, right? So if you have the TOOB, he wants to go to the library too. Right? So for example, that one you pull it a little bit longer. And then you have look, right? Yes, someone saw the word alien, very good. Okay, now when we have these words, okay, just look at these words that we have. Okay, we look at the different categories, right? We have long A sound, so alien, right? Your A is the emphasis, right? Place, you can hear that there's the A over there. Face, rate, and change, right? All these with a very long A sound. We have a long E sound, you have B, right? It rhymes basically all the words, right? So B, me, we, she, he. So you actually hear like E, then it depends on what's the first few letters, right, of the word that actually determines what word it's going to be, right? Okay, and then you have a long EA sound. So deal, D, cheat, meal, read, right? And then you have a long EE sound, right, which is a feel, heat, tree. Now this is really the tree outside, right? Green and keep, double E. Okay, and the long AI, so it's ale, right? Basically, fail, meet. Okay, this is a bit weird. Will, jail, vein. So it's the AI sound, the I sound, basically. Okay, now I can't ask all of you to read out this for me because if not, class will never end. Okay, so let me just go through it briefly so you are aware that there are different categories for you to actually put the words into. So when you're reading it out, you know which syllable to focus on. Keep this set of notes with you, okay, especially if you're not sure. But like I said, you can just take the shortcut method and go to dictionary.com and listen to how the words are being pronounced. Right? From primary 3 onwards, when you start your oral, all the way to my O-level students, right, I've always been telling them that simply because, I mean, even teachers, we have mistakes in our pronunciation as well. We're not perfect. So we use that to actually help you determine what's the right pronunciation. Okay, now long EI sound, you have 8. Veil, right, because all these are the A sounds, right, even though it doesn't sound like it, but it actually is. So rain, vein, and way. Long I sound, idea, iPhone, iPad. Okay, I didn't add that, but yeah. Like, kind, might, time. You can hear the I very clearly. Long IE, so lie, pie. I want to eat some pie. Dried, trite, and tie. Okay, now long O, also, right? Okay. Just now I heard someone pronounce the word instead of also, right? Because it's AL, so there's the L, which is tricky, right? Because many students struggle with the L word, right? So I kept hearing this also. You know, in Chinese, you have this word loso, right? So loso. Then I always hear this. I don't know why. So students, when you read also, can you please emphasize on the L? Because if it's not, you can't. If you don't hear it, it becomes also, and it's not very nice meaning, right? Okay, so it's also, right? Follow, close, gold, toe. Basically, with the long O sound. And we have a long U sound, right? It's music, huge, unique, use, and cute. Thank you, and I'm very cute. Okay, now, yes, I know I have to move this a bit more, right? We have a couple more slides before we go for a short break, and then we'll come back and go through the passages that you have had for your pre-class notes, okay? Now, you have a long AY sound, so pay, basically, right? Way, stay, may, say. Students, when I say it with me as well, okay? Because then you actually can practice saying out the words. Okay, so long O, so with the OA, right? So you have toast, goal, boast, toad, coast. Okay, and long IE sound, basically lie, pie, dry, try, time. This is something that we've gone through similarly just now. Okay, now, mispronunciations are very common. Okay, as I mentioned to you before, even teachers also we mispronounce words, right? Okay, and there are some tricky words that we will definitely have difficulty pronouncing. So whenever we read or whenever we come across such words, make sure that we take note of them, because as much as possible, try not to make the same mistake. Yeah, I remember last time I used to have a problem with, I say it with fingers crossed because I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that I've improved on it, but someone corrected me for exaggerate. Even I had that problem, okay, students. So whenever I come across that word now, or whenever I want to say it out, I'm extra careful because I'm afraid of making that same mistake, simply put, right? So take note of it as well. Okay, now some things that we should improve the pronunciation. Okay, so we all make this mistake because everybody thinks that this, okay, let me pick my favorite color, okay, because okay, so this word, okay, we can't be seen. Okay, favorite color can't be seen, so never mind. Let's go with white. Okay, so this one should actually be pronounced as Wednesday, right? Not when. People always say what Wednesday. No, it's Wednesday. So now you can see tomorrow is gonna be Wednesday, right? Okay, this one is what? February, right? Not February. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, so make sure you look at how the syllables are and you pronounce them literally as they are spelled. Okay, children, right? It's children, not children. I told you, you want the children. I don't know. Okay, nothing nice. I didn't know y'all can be eaten. But yes, so it's children, right? Vehicle, so vehicle, basically the H is silent. Okay, not vehicle. Okay, tuition. Now this is common, like 88 tuition, right? We have the I separate, not tuition. Not tuition. It's definitely not tuina, right? So it's not tuition. Mischievous, right? Okay, it's not mischievous. It's not, there's no I firstly, right? So mischievous, right? Niche sounds like an Indian name, right? Niche, okay, but not niche. It's not that. Okay, so for this particular category, right, students, please refer to this table. Okay, I will erase this off later so that when you actually get your PDF, you would see a very clean sheet of paper. You see my annotations from the previous slides, but for this one, I want you to make sure that it's clean and so you can just pronounce it properly. Okay, get it straight, get it right. All right. Now, picture, right? Not picture. Okay, across, not across. Now, this is very common, the mistake. I always hear students always say double S for I don't know why, it becomes a T at the end. I struggle to understand, really. Okay, so please pay attention to it. It's not across, it's across, right? It's a double S, okay? Athlete, not athlete. Okay, there's no extra E. I don't know where the E comes from. See, it's very interesting, right? So words are spelled as such, but we insert things as and when we like it. I wonder why we cannot insert any number into whatever we want. You know, pocket money, right? Why can't we just insert any number in and get more money? It doesn't work that way. It only works for English, unfortunately. It doesn't even work for English, actually. But okay, so epitome, right? Not epitome. Okay, remember it's a me at the end. Library, right? Okay, not library. I don't know how people pronounce this. Okay, I've never heard of that before. And probably, right? Not probably or probably. Okay, it's probably. Okay, probably. All right, now, let me think. I'll just briefly go through this. Pronunciation, N-U-N, not pronunciation. All right, escape, dessert. Oh, this one, make sure that you can pronounce this properly, okay? You know what they say, dessert is, right? Okay, never mind. There was the S, is actually stress spelled backwards, but never mind. Comb, good. Now please don't go and flip the word across, okay? It's not the time to go and test whether I'm right or wrong. Okay, comb with a silent B, okay? Comfortable, and kernel. Okay, now, mishap. Very important. I know many of you like to eat salmon. It's not salmon, it's salmon. Okay, remember that. Okay, but it wouldn't make a difference if you go to a Japanese restaurant, because if you say salmon, they'll be like, what? So you, in a Japanese restaurant, please adjust your pronunciation. I won't say you pronounce it wrongly, but adjust it for the people who can understand you, or should for the people to be able to understand you. Okay, sort, right, without the W. Okay, students, simply put. Now, final tip for pronouncing words before we go for a short break, right? Okay, when you're not sure of how to pronounce a word, break it up, okay, into syllables. I've mentioned this before. If you watch my oral lessons, right, my recordings, you know that we look at words and we try to break it up as much as possible. Of course, the pronunciation may not be perfect, but at least it's a little bit more accurate than if you just go for the word without even thinking about how to read it. Okay, then of course use your background knowledge to make the sounds of the syllables based on what you've actually known or the sounds that you've already known. Okay, for example, over here, now how do you pronounce this word? So we have 3 different syllables, right? Okay, basically, euphoria, right? So we don't even bother trying to pronounce the E, okay, it's just euphoria, right? Okay, we take in the U as much as possible. So we look at the different parts of the word. Now this one may be a bit advanced for some of you, not all. But if you know the different elements of the word, okay, you'll be able to put together the pronunciation. Okay, now, of course, this is something very important that I mentioned right at the start, okay, your expressiveness, so that you can relay the emotion and thoughts of the words more clearly. So if you rush through, right, the listeners will not be able to understand this, right? I'm guilty of this. When I rush through, I only can get anger across. Doesn't really work very effectively, students, okay? So when you slow down, right, you are able to convey the emotions a little bit more accurately. Okay, now, vary your pitch between dialogues and narrations. Okay, so this is to help you make a clear distinction between the two. All right, and remember to stress important words. So if there are different parts of the sentence that you think are important, stress those words. Okay, this will help you to direct the listener to get his or her attention to an important keyword. Okay, you realize that just now when I was reading out this sentence, right, I highlighted the word important a lot. Slow down, maybe you can increase the volume of how you actually say the word. Okay, now, for example, okay, I think this should be the last one, right? The man stormed out of the room, right? We stress on the word storm because it is the main action of the sentence, simply put. Okay, we don't stress the man because it can be any man. We don't stress on the room simply because any room, but the action he's doing is he stormed out of the room. Okay, now, oh no, still got a little bit more. Okay, so what kind of passage is it? Okay, this is something that for us at this level, it is usually a narration of a story. Okay, we don't really deal with reports or announcements, but when we go into secondary school, right, we have to do speeches, announcements pretty often. So this is just to give you an idea of what you may face eventually. Okay, so is it an announcement, a weather report? So you think at the back of your head, right, how you should actually read aloud these different types of passages. Okay, and of course, you need to understand what the purpose of the text is, right? How should you sound when you're asking for help? Is it a call for help? Is it a directional piece? Is it a persuasion piece, right? What is it actually for? Who is the text for? Is it an announcement for pupils, or is it just a fiction text? So if you're reading a story like what you usually do right now, how do you actually narrate it, and how do you put yourself in the character's shoes? Okay, now break time. It's 5:05. Okay, can we all come back at 5:08? All right, and then I will go through with you the passage, some of the passages. Okay, I'll see you in 3 minutes. Okay, now we have come. Yes, I see it in. Yes, I realized that. I see it in Adriana. Very good. Okay, now let's come back. All right, are we all good? If you're back, can I just see you put a thumbs up? Once I see more thumbs up, and then I will just continue. Okay, very good. Come. Okay, so this is the second part of our lesson for today. Okay, now I'm going to flesh out a few passages. Okay, not a few, but basically just two. One you have been given, one you haven't been given. Okay, so I know that some of you may be feeling a bit shaky because you have not seen this passage before, but don't worry. Okay, it's not a test yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be picking out students to read the different paragraphs for me. Okay, I know it's unequal in length. Okay, but I'm just, for simplicity's sake, right, I'm just going to accord the different paragraphs to students, okay, as per the different colors. I think it's a lot easier that way. Okay, now who wants to read for me? Can you put up your hand so that I can allocate you? Okay, wait, hang on. Let me see. I'll go in order. Okay, so Nachiket, right? Okay. Okay, so this will be, oopsie. 1 second. Okay. Okay. So this will be Nachiket. Okay, second paragraph would be, students put up your hands, yeah, so that I can see. Okay, Jerry, I'm trying to do a boy and a girl. Okay, Jerry will be second paragraph. Okay, now third paragraph. Once I've already called on you, can you just put down your hand so I don't see so many hands floating around? Violet. Okay, Indriana. This is quite a short passage. This is quite short. It's just one sentence. Okay, Indriana, you read the other one also. Okay, the next page, right? The following page. Okay, and we have. Hang on, let me see. We have one more student. Anyone else wants to read? Wait, let me see. Okay. Okay, let's have Raika. Okay, so these students later for the next passage, please give the other students a chance. Okay, I would like to rotate you so everybody gets an opportunity to read. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, okay, I'm going to give you a very quick 30 seconds, okay, to just have a glimpse over on this passage. Because you've not seen it before, it's not fair for you to just read it out at one shot, right? So, okay, not 30 is quite long. Maybe about 10 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds to read through. So the different people who are actually being allocated to read this out for me, right? Okay, can you just pay attention to the paragraph we're reading at, right? Okay, for in this case, it will be Nachiket and Jarek, right? Have a quick look. So later you actually know what you're going to read. Okay, I'm moving on. Okay. All right, now let's go. Okay, first student, Nachiket, are we ready, dear? I'm gonna unmute you. Okay, let's go.
Are remember that I was 4 years old. I wanted a kangaroo so badly for a pet. I had been watching an educational animation program where two children were exploring the jungle in the pouch of a kangaroo. I thought to myself, a pet kangaroo would be nice.
Okay, thank you. All right, what I like about it is you're very clear, okay, but I think maybe when it comes to the real exam, right, you would have actually more time to prepare yourself. So it would help in terms of fluency of the reading, because then, you know, you may not have that many pauses and you will be able to read the text a little bit more smoothly. Okay, now, Jerry, let's go. Good job, Nanchikath. Wait, Jerry, where are you? Jerry, okay, come. Jerry, let's go.
For days and weeks, I pestered my father to get me a pet kangaroo. I could sit in his pocket and he'll carry me around, I had proposed.
Very good, thank you. Okay, you're very confident, which is great. Okay, pronunciation is very good as well, but I need you to slow down. Okay, I'm not sure if everybody was able to follow you, okay, because I'm quite used to people speaking pretty quickly, but slow down. Okay, if you had slowed down, it would be excellent. Okay, Jerry? Good job. Now, Violet. Hang on, let me find. Wait, where's Violet? Violet, where are you? Okay, Violet, are we ready? Let's go.
My father tried to explain to me that kangaroos were not domestic animals which one could keep as a pet. I refused to accept his explanation because from the educational program I had watched, it seemed otherwise.
Thank you very much. Now, that was very good. Okay, the pace was just right? She was not too loud. Okay, she also intonated at relevant places, which is great. She paused at the punctuation mark, which is excellent. Okay, good job, Violet. Now, Indriana, I feel I'm calling a baby version of me. Okay, let's go.
One day, my father brought home an insect. At that time, I could not identify what it was. You have to take good care of it, and it will grow into a kangaroo, he had said. But if you don't take good care of it, and it dies, then it proves you cannot take care of a pet.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. So remember, students, okay, when you are speaking into the mic, right, it's very
Thank
loud.
you.
Thank you, dear. When you are speaking to the mic, it's very clear. So try not to put it too close to your mouth, because then it gets very loud. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, we can always adjust the volume on our computers. Okay, but let's not cause a shock to our fellow students. Okay, now excuse me, what I liked about it is that her pace was very good. You know, she was slow, but I believe that given more time, you know, it would be a little bit more fluent, because I think that when you were reading through, right, some sentences were a bit longer. So maybe because of the lack of familiarity, so how you did it was you were not able to pause at maybe more appropriate junctures, right? So with more familiarity with the text, this problem would be solved. Okay, but the pace was very good. How you intonate was excellent. Okay, now Raika. Yes, my dear, where are you? I need to read. Okay, come. Are we ready? Let's go.
I nodded in understanding. A few days later, the insect died. I never asked for a kangaroo since. It was only a few years later I realized my father had tricked me.
Thank you. Very good. Okay, good job. Now, I realized you've actually pulled the mic away before. Okay, all these students who have actually read for me, give yourselves a hand. Okay, very good job. All right. All of you managed to actually, you're very confident speakers. So that's good. Volume isn't a problem. Okay. For some of you, pace could be a problem in the sense that you read too fast, but just slow down. That's not going to kill you. Okay, just slow down a little bit. Okay, in terms of pronunciation, more or less there. Okay, if any word that you are not sure of, remember, use the dictionary app to actually listen to it. Okay, maybe after lesson, if I remember. Okay, I remember, I'll go to the website and show you how to actually, you know, listen, find out a meaning and the pronunciation of it. Okay, now we'll go on to the next practice that you've actually had, you know, in terms of your PDF note. So I'm not going to be giving you time. I'm just going to be allocating this. Okay, so students who would like to read, okay, that I haven't picked out, can you just raise your hands? Okay, those who have not read, okay, those who have read, please give others a chance. Okay, Venice. Can we have boys? Why no boy want to read? What is this now? Oh, shy, is it? Okay. Dash. I'm gonna write Dash, okay? Dashini, you know it's you, yeah? Let me see. Jerry, you read already. You're the super fast reader, right? Anyone else? Okay, those of you who have already called, can you just lower down your hands? Don't confuse me. Teacher old. Hello. Okay, Chloe. Chloe, you read for me this Sula. Alright, and anyone else interested to read, can just put up your hand. Oh, I see a new student. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Chloe. Sorry, I have accidentally pressed the wrong button. Okay, anyone else want to read? Okay, Litasa? This one. Okay, let me see how many more paragraphs, okay? Oh, that's it. Just nice. Okay, students, so can we have the relevant students be ready to rock and roll? Okay, I didn't mean it that way, but anyway. Okay, Venice. Okay, come there. Let's go. Okay, Venice, sweetheart. Venice, I'm sorry, dear. I can only hear rain, actually. Is there any other way you can read for us to be able to hear you a little bit more clearly? Okay, sorry, sweetie. Okay, Venice, I really want to hear you. Okay, this is not the first time that, the mic has some issues. So what I'm going to suggest to you, okay, students who want to hear, as in you want me to hear you read, right? Okay, you have my WhatsApp number. Okay, WhatsApp has a function that you can record yourself and basically practice reading, right? Record and send to me, and I'll give you feedback. Okay, because I'm sorry. Firstly, I cannot hear everybody, right? Secondly, sometimes the mic has got issues, right? And it's not your fault. Okay, please don't think it's your fault. Okay, it's just technological glitches. So you have my number. Use it on WhatsApp. Let's just make do with that. Okay, now I see someone else raise the hand. Okay, Venice, do that for me later. Okay, it's like your mini homework kind of thing. Okay, Corey, can you just take over Venice's slot? So instead of Venice, okay, sweetheart, I still want to hear you read, yeah, Venice. So just record later, Corey. Okay, Corey, can you read this for me, dear? I'm going to unmute you. Ready? Let's go.
Melissa stood in front of the refrigerator. Amidst the notes and lists on it was her younger sister's schedule for the June holidays. She studied it in disbelief. Her sister Maria had planned a study schedule for herself in preparation for the upcoming end of the year examinations. As much as she was supportive of the idea that her sister was getting aside a lot of time for revision, Melissa felt that she deserved to plan some rest for herself.
Very good. Thank you, Corey. Very spontaneous. Okay, that was very good effort. Okay. Wait, hang on. Can you? Okay, thank you. So I just want to highlight one word that you read. Okay, this one, right? Can we just all say it within ourselves, right, students? Okay, amidst, right? I'm not sure what he pronounced it as, but I don't think I didn't hear amidst, right? So remember, it's AMIDST, right? So amidst. Okay, students, this is a tricky word. Okay, sometimes you may not even have come across this word, but now that you have, okay, it's basically like among the notes and whatever that she's been given. Okay, now next one, Dashini. Hang on, wait, let me find your name so I can unmute. Dash. Okay. Thanks for raising your hand. Okay, come, let's go.
Maria, don't you think you're being too hard on yourself? Melissa asked, pointing to her sister's schedule when Maria stepped into the kitchen. Maria walked up to her sister and stood next to her as Melissa continued studying the schedule.
Thank you, dear. I don't know why I felt like smiling, because I felt like she was smiling when she was reading the passage. So Charlotte's so happy, right? So if students, you realize that how you are expressing yourself can actually be heard through the way you read the passage, right? So if I'm happy, she just tells me that she was smiling. You can hear it, right? You can hear the joy in the person. You're not like crazy teacher into like ha 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 and stuff like that. No, but you can hear that she was smiling, right? Okay, it's just great. Okay, remember, nobody wants to listen to a sad or pissed off reader. Okay, let's think about it logically. Okay, so be joyful when you can read, whenever you read. All right. Now, Chloe, where are you? Where are you? Okay, very good. Come, let's go.
I don't see how I am being too hard on myself. I give myself a 2-hour break every day. I think that's enough. Maria reassured her elder sister. Melissa turned to look at her. Her sister did not seem to understand the importance of having a good rest every day after an everyday study session.
Okay, thank you, dear. Okay, just be careful, yeah, students, because thank you. Okay, just be careful because sometimes when, okay, this one, maybe we didn't read the text. We didn't give ourselves enough time to read the text before that, right? So we tend to sometimes maybe add words or take away words. I'm not saying it's correct, okay? As much as possible, let's try to read with precision, right? Let's try to be very accurate in how we read it. Let's not add words in, but sometimes it happens, right? When it happens, just skip over and move on. Okay, so my advice to you for that kind of, sometimes you know, I've got students who read and then they're like, oh shit, a very typical one. In the middle of the exam, they read, right? Then so that I'm thinking in my heart, you added one word in, now you added one whole phrase. So please refrain from that. Just move on. Don't add your okay, no. All right, clear? Okay, so let's when we are practicing for our oral, I'll teach you some troubleshoot methods, okay, basically on how to cope with issues sometimes you don't expect it, because nobody teaches you how to troubleshoot, right, at this stage, right? So let's all learn to be able to cope with the different scenarios should such circumstances happen. Okay, now the last one, Litasa, wait, where are you? Okay, come, let's go.
Melissa had seen how some of her friends had dedicated most of their time to studying and neglected proper rest. Eventually, the lack of rest got the best of them and they became stressed and fell sick often. She was not going to let that happen to her sister.
Very good. Thank you, Oopsie. Very good. Thank you, Litasa. Okay, now, so I don't know whether it's because the girls are volunteering themselves, right? So the girls all sound very happy. I don't know why. If I make you happy, I'm very happy also. But yes, all of you sound super cheerful, which is great, okay? But just take note of these two words, right? Okay, neglected, right? Okay, when we say it, remember we had this long E pronunciation just now, right? Neglected is actually one of them. So neglected, you can hear that there's that elongated E. And remember, students, it's not, okay, it's not really often, but it's often, right? So the T is actually quite silent, so we don't really go often. It sounds so awful, right? So often. Okay, very good job, all of you who have read. You deserve a round of applause for yourselves. Okay, keep up with the good work. Okay, so now, as much as I can for every lesson, I'm going to have more passages for reading. It may be given to you in your pre-class notes, or it may not. I simply want you to engage and practice reading because oral is coming soon for those P6s, right? It's in like what now? Okay, I'm going to assume it's May already, yeah? Because May is on Friday, right? It's in 3 months. Your oral will be in, I think, end of August, right? If I'm not wrong. So it's about time we practice. Okay, now, wait, let me, okay, chit chat now. Okay. Chit chat meaning stimulus based lah, okay? It's not like I find out more about you, you find out more about me. No, not that kind of chit chat, you know? I would love to, but not yet, okay? Now, I don't know how many of you go through this structure in school, but it's the Oreo format. Oreo. I love Oreos, about you, but yeah. Okay, so at this point, if I could throw out Oreos, I would, but let's just pretend I'm throwing out. Okay, so it's raining Oreos, okay? Now, opinion for O. R is reason. You, of course, after saying your opinion, give a reason. What is your favorite food? My favorite example is this: what is your favorite food question, right? So my favorite food is chicken rice, okay? So why do I like the chicken rice? Because the chicken is tender, okay? The rice is fluffy, and the soup is fragrant, for example. So when you give your opinion, you automatically follow with a reason. And then, of course, you justify your reason, give examples, right? And then you give an explanation, which is also basically an example, right? You can say every Sunday, my parents go to Wee Nam Kee, right, which is at United Square, right, for chicken rice for lunch, for example. Okay, and then when you repeat your overall stand, right, and this is why I like to eat chicken rice because I have it every week with my family, and maybe it reminds me of happy times, for example. Okay, so when we say overall repeat your stand, will be to link back to the question, which would actually answer the question in completely, basically. Okay, now, this is what you've been given. You realize that I've actually changed it to my May holiday because we're all going to be having May holidays, right? I'm going to be so happy. Okay. My two students with very pretty rooms. That's very distracting, actually. Yeah. Very nice rooms. Okay, but let's turn off all our web cameras now. It's just a couple more minutes. Okay, and then we can go. Okay, Jared. Okay, what is this student doing? Wake up at 8 o'clock, quite a good life. Okay, wake up, shower, breakfast for 1 hour, 8:30 to 9:30, 10 to 2 revision. Lunch is quite late, 2 to 2:30. Okay, 3 to 4:30. Of course, they learn with us, right? And then they watch TV 5 to 6. They revise so short. And then they have dinner, and then they revise again so long for until 11 p.m. and they sleep at 11 p.m. Well, that's quite late actually. Do you guys sleep at 11? Most of my students turn off at like 9. Okay, but anyway, basically these are the questions, right? And I've actually put this Oreo format over here. Okay, students, so let me go through with you how I want you to answer in terms of the Oreo format. Okay, so I would give you one example, and for the next 2 questions, I want you to try it out. Okay, and then we will go through it next week. So I want to teach you how to answer the question first, and then I want you to practice it. Bernice, sweetheart, can we turn off our webcam? I see a lot of cute photos. Okay, now would you be interested to adopt the schedule for your May, or in this case June holidays, because it's taking over June holidays, right? So for example, we have the OA. Okay, let's say we have the Oreo format. Students, let's have the Oreo format. Would you be interested? So maybe yes, I will be interested. Okay, reason, okay, maybe because I can be very productive with this type of time schedule, or I need to have the discipline to help me focus on my work, for example. And then you can say, you know, with the internet, how you give example, with the internet, right, I'm very easily distracted. So with such a timetable, I'm able to focus on my goals, for example. Okay, students, so I want to see this kind of planning when you get the opportunity to do so, especially if I were to give you things to go back home and practice, or no, not go back home, you're already back home, right? But to do it after class, simply because I would like you to practice what you have actually learned. Okay, and of course, you repeat your overall stand, right? Because I think that I can be more productive. That's why I would like to adopt this schedule. Ken, so far this is not too difficult, right? Okay, so follow this kind of format when you are planning your answer. Okay, let me give you one more example for the second one. Yeah, okay, wait, hang on. Let me put a different color. Let's have green. Okay, so do you think creating a timetable for your daily activities is useful? Why or why not? So again, we have the Oreo format, right? Oh my gosh, can't even spell Oreo. O-R-E-O. So do you think creating a timetable for your daily activities is useful? For example, yes, my answer, this is supposed to be a yes, I swear, please don't say no. A bit of common sense as well, okay? Yes, it is useful because what, it gives you structure. Okay, it gives you some sort of it gives you a, how do I phrase it? Sorry, it gives you a fixed time schedule to follow, so that you remain what? Disciplined, and you get work done. Right? Okay. So especially for daily activities, right? Without, then you explain out, without such a timetable. TT means timetable, okay, students? So without a timetable, right? Okay, you can say that your time could be all over the place, and you may get nothing done instead. May get nothing done instead. Okay, students? And then, of course, your O will be what? Overall opinion again, right? So, yes, it is good to create a timetable, as it increases your productivity. Okay, why is my picture on Darshini's profile picture video? It's very distracting. I don't really want to see my face. Okay, now, students, for the next one, okay, let me show you. Okay, what I would like you to do basically, right, is use the Oreo format here. Okay, can you go and try it out right now? I'm giving you this question to just try out now, and then you can type to me in the chat. I'll be having a look. Okay, so can you have the Oreo for these 3 questions? So for the first one first, okay, can we type out the answers? How often do you revise your work? Anyone? Sure, just type. I'll read it out and I'll put it down because we are brainstorming this together, right? Okay, so we revise hours. How often means how many days a week or every day? Okay, we revise every day, right? For about 4 hours every day. Okay, reason is because what? Now that you're on home-based learning, right? Okay, your school work actually what takes place at home, right? Takes place at home. Okay, so when this is the case, right, you need to be disciplined enough to revise for that stipulated time that you're supposed to be at school or finish your homework, right? Okay, so in this case, 4 hours. And then after that, you can link back to, that's why I revise my work every day because I need to, maybe you can say, catch up with my schoolwork. Okay, now how do you decide how much time to allocate for each subject, student? Based on what? Your weak, maybe you can say weaker subjects, right? Okay, you take more time. And those subjects that you're stronger, you spend less time on it because, I mean, our brains can only handle so much, right? Okay, reason will be brains will get tired. Basically, you will get tired, right? That's why you allocate as such. Okay, all these are actually supposed to be part of the bigger question actually. Okay, why do you think it's important to revise your work so that what? You are able to absorb what the teacher says, right? Okay, and if you're able to absorb what the teacher says, what happens? You're able to do well for exams. Practice to be able to do well for exams. Okay, and of course, that's why you link back to, this is why I revise for about 4 hours daily. Oopsie. 4 hours daily. D-A-I-L-Y. Something like that. Okay, students, now what I want you to do on your own for me will be the last question. This will be your homework. I will go through this first thing next week, okay, for you to be able to practice and for you to share with me your responses. Everything needs to have the Oreo. But remember, students, these two questions will actually link to the main question. Okay, it's like a subset. So how you answer it, okay, will be, of course, you will need these pointers to be able to answer the first one more completely. Okay, students, so please remember to try this out. This is your homework. Okay, just one question. Think about it. Okay, and next week I'll ask for volunteers to give me some of your answers first. Okay, before we start our lesson. Okay, now we've actually come to the end of our oral lesson for today. I trust that it was useful for you, especially the different word pronunciations. Okay, our lessons will usually be depends from 45 minutes to 1 hour, 15 minutes, not necessarily 1.5 hours because it could be very tiring for you. Right? Okay. But remember, just on the note, because I always end off with a quote, right? This is about oral. So some people talk to you in their free time, right? When they're free, they got nothing else to do and talk to you. But some people free up their time. They're so busy, but yet they free up their time to talk to you. Now, which group of people would you want to hang out with more? Think about it. Okay, this is something very important as you grow older in life. Actually, you realize that, you know, the people who matter are the people who actually put aside their time for you. Okay, now this is my email address and my handphone number. So drop me a text. Remember, Vernice, I'm waiting for your oral passage to be read out. Okay, the one that Melissa won, the first paragraph, right? Okay, and the rest of you, if you also want me to go listen to how you read, right, and give you some feedback, can you please just send me as well? I may not reply today because I've got another class after this. Okay, but I'll definitely reply you today. Is Friday, Tuesday. I'll reply you by Friday for sure. Okay, now I promised you to show you how to go to the website, right? Okay, let me just go and show you the website. Okay, let me figure this out. 1 second. Okay, let me show 1 second. Can you see my screen? You can, right? Okay, so I like to go to this okay, if you can see that I'm going to this website, can you please put a thumbs up so I know that you can see what I'm looking at? Can you all see my screen? A thumbs up? Wait, hang on. I'm a bit worried now because I don't see a reaction from you guys. 1 second. Oh, I think I know why. Wait. Hang on. Let me. Okay, wait, hang on. share screen, and then let me go to this one. Yay! Okay, now you can see my dictionary, right? Put a thumbs up if you can see my dictionary. Thumbs up, people. Yay! Okay, very good. I see one already. I know it's going to work. Okay, so let's pick a word, for example. Okay, so difficult. Right, so this word will come out, right? And then you see that there's this like this button down here, this one. You know the one that looks like a ear that I drew like looks like a eyes? Okay, can y'all hear that? Okay, so this is how we actually check out, very good, thank you. This is how we actually check out the pronunciation of words, okay? We go to I use Merriam-Webster because I feel that it's a very good British dictionary, okay? To actually help us in terms of listening to the correct pronunciation of words. Okay, students, now we've actually come to the end of our lesson for today. Thank you all for coming down. Remember, finish up my homework. One question only. I could give you more, but yeah, okay? And then I'll see you again next week. Is that okay? Drop me a text if you want to talk to me. Not if you're feeling lonely, please. I'm not, Miss Indra is not lonely. Not lonely ranger, okay? Best regard. It's very fair. Yours sincerely is informal. Not that best regards is very, very informal, but it can be formal as well, depending on the context. But I think in terms of formal, you go for yours faithfully would be the best. Okay, no worries. If you cannot hear the pronunciation, go to the website itself, okay, and play it out. You will be able to hear it because your computer system audio may not be able to track my internet system. Okay, students? Any other questions, please just drop me a text, okay? You have my number, right? And the notes will be uploaded by Friday. Okay, I've got to tidy it up and then I'll upload it. Okay, students? Now, have a good 2 more days of home-based learning. Enjoy your labor-free Friday. And I'll see you next week. Okay? Take care. You're welcome, all of you.